Hello dear colleagues, Nikita is again with you and welcome back to our Novitomia Guided Surgery YouTube channel. In this video I will share with you the things I wish I had known before making surgical guides. Please take a look at the comments below the video, take a look at the description of the video because you may find something interesting there for you. Let's go! Before we proceed, I would like just to share my opinion that being a surgical guide modeler assumes not only just placing implants, setting up sleeves, fixation pins and so on, but also you have to visualize the whole process of the operation, the surgery in your mind, just to avoid some typical mistakes. Just a quick example of how these mistakes can be. Of course, RealGUIDE software can actually inform you if you have some anatomy collisions with sleeve, with a, let me just make an implant collision, that security zone is also damaged and so on. But there are some obvious, as I've said, things like fixation pins, for example, from palatinal side. We see two pins here, they're quite located quite normally. This is just an example and I will show you just a video of how it was done during the operation. I mean, what mistake was done. So in this video I will show you just an example of inappropriate guide modeling in the terms of not assuming the whole process of surgery. I will just make a stop and move comment. You see that the first pin, the first pin sleeve is quite normally located and surgeon has an opportunity to insert a drill inside the sleeve. It's quite okay. But the problem is with another sleeve. Not just the sleeve was done not in proper position and not just because of the drill, but it happened just because of doctor's handpiece, and this handpiece interferes with the guide, not letting the drill come through the pin sleeve actually. And of course it's not obvious from the modeling point of view. I'll just show you the whole video. It's not obvious when you model such a guide that the doctor's handpiece actually will interfere the guide, because you do not have a 3D model of it, right, on the 3D scene. But actually you have to visualize the operation, you have to visualize the surgery in your mind just to avoid such mistakes. That's what I mean when that's probably the first thing I wish I could knew before making surgical guides. Please visualize the whole process of surgery. Another thing I would like to tell myself when I was starting making surgical guides: please, Nikita, double check everything. When you make surgical guides, it's not only about the modeling surgical guides, but also it's all about post-fabricating them and making them, because you make real items which you can actually touch, you can throw, you can check them with the drills. And always, please, before the surgery, check the drills and check the sleeves, and please have test drills for each type of surgical guide kit. And when you have finished the post-fabrication of your surgical guides, it's quite a good idea to check every sleeve for normal insertion. In this picture you see the example of the sleeve which was not tested before the operation, before the surgery, and you see that actually the drill was stuck during the drilling and welded with the sleeve. So why this double check is needed? It's just because sleeves manufacturers sometimes change the outer diameter of the sleeve and internal diameter of the sleeve. The example of changing of internal diameter of the sleeve was in previous photo and in this photo as well, and you see that the drill just made metal layers of the sleeve during the surgery, and it was really not good to see during the surgery, and that zone was actually overheated, and that just because of two mistakes. The first mistake was done actually by manufacturer, because the manufacturer of the sleeves just made a sleeve narrower than it was on the seam as it was in the library. And the second mistake was done by the surgical guide manufacturers, I mean surgical guides modelers, surgical guides technicians, because they have not tested the surgical guide with a test and drill. So I wish I would knew that I have to double check everything before the surgery. Actually, according to our statistics, most of the problems occur while actually post-fabricating of surgical guides, and sometimes you can face with such a situation when you have printed your surgical guide. It looks okay, it fits on the model, but the sleeves cannot be properly inserted into the guide. And sometimes it's also about sleeves manufacturers, because they can just slightly increase or decrease the outer diameter of the sleeve. In this picture, please pay attention at the outer diameter of pin sleeve. It is equal right now to 2.8 millimeters, but in the next photo we see that it's equal to 2.9 millimeters. I don't know why they do not inform anybody, I mean, who buy this type of pin sleeves, because there are a lot of manufacturers all around the world who actually provides this type of surgical guide sleeves. But anyway, it's not always related to the pin sleeves. Sometimes it's related to ordinary surgical guide kit sleeves. Here is like, I don't know, I don't really remember the name of the kit here, but please also pay attention at the outer diameter of the sleeve. It's equal right now to 6.3 millimeters, and at the next photo we see that the outer diameter became like 6.4 millimeters. What does it mean? And why do I provide this information to you? When you see such an issue that you have printed your surgical guide and it's not possible to insert the sleeves, you start to reprint everything, you start to change printer settings, you do some printing tests and so on, but the problem may be not in the printing actually, and not at the resin, but just check the size of the sleeves, because sometimes manufacturer can provide you some issues. And again, I wish I knew it earlier. And the last but not least recommendation, please, everything should be done in advance. When we have a date of surgery, like for example 20th of July, we make the surgical guide by the 18th of July, just an example. So we leave at least one day before surgery just because some problems may occur just the day before the surgery. And you see right now the example of such a thing. We have provided the wet cleaning of our 3D printer and make a tiny hole in the surgical guide resin container. It's not surgical guide resin container actually, but this is the just a tank for models. But anyway, it's not about that. So there was a tiny hole, and just before the printing, it was not obvious that this hole is done actually, and it was done in the evening. And returning back to our lab, we just saw the no resin at the tank, and the whole amount of resin was inside the 3D printer. Of course, it is a mistake. Of course, we bought a new printer, but at least we had a time to do it. So please never ever do surgical guides just before the surgery. Leave at least 1 day before surgery in order to avoid mistakes, in order to avoid problems, and at least to have some time to correct everything you have to correct. So, dear doctors, dear colleagues, many thanks for watching. Nikita was with you. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, put your like to this video, and share this video as well. Take care, good luck with your job. Bye bye, see you in the next videos.